Good morning, everyone. I extend a warm welcome to each one of you as we gather for the concluding session of our value-added course or data on data analytics and visualization. Today's insightful session will be led by our esteemed faculty, Professor Nikhil Fatima Sheikh. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible and is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, all. I welcome you all to the value added course on data analytics and visualization. So, I instruct all the candidates to maintain discipline. Do not unmute yourself unnecessarily. Only if any query is there, you can unmute and ask. You can raise your queries in the chat box or raise your hand, and at the end of the session you will have to fill up the attendance and a quiz form which will be posted in the chat box at the end of the session. So the objectives of today's session is you will be understanding the basic data concepts. Okay, you will be applying problem solving skills, you will be fostering analytical thinking, data exploration, and data visualization. So you're going to create data visualization. You will be creating dashboards and story, which is a part of data visualization with respect to Tableau. Okay, so the presentation which I have prepared, I have taken from various sources, so I acknowledge all the authors. Today's session we are going to I will give you a brief introduction to why we require data visualization, and we are going to have a hands-on with the visualization software, that is Tableau, and how we'll create a dashboard in Tableau. So basically, what are the objectives of visualization? Why do we require a visualization software, or why do we require visualization? So in simple terms, you can say that if you want to record any information, if you want to analyze a data to support some reasoning, you want to confirm your hypothesis or communicate your ideas to other people. Okay, in for these purposes basically we require the visualization. We do the visualization of our data. So these are the four basic reasons. So suppose if I want to record some information, so you know that a lot of information in the past, if you have studied the history, so these information have been recorded through visualization. So you must have seen some stone carving, where you must have seen that they have shown some killing of people, or they have carved their culture, okay, on the stone. So there also what you were doing is you were people were recording their some information which they would like to convey on stone. Okay, and people who saw it, okay, that is through visualization, they came to know that yes, this was the scenario so many years back. So visualization is not an old concept, we have seen, but we have normally seen maybe on previously there was no paper or something, so people used to carve the information on stone, or maybe some leaves or trees. Okay, so these were the ways in which we can record information. So that is not new. So we are going to use some software, and we will see how we can record the information. Also, we require visualization to communicate the information. Okay, suppose if I want to communicate to a person or communicate to a group of people that the annual growth in healthcare is declining. Okay, so by this graph is nothing but a visualization, and it is appropriate for this healthcare data. Okay, so I have chosen this to communicate the information to the audience whom I want to communicate. Okay, so these type of graphs you normally have it in your presentation when you are presenting as a presenter to some audience, or on the website of on certain websites, okay, where you want to convey this type of information or communicate this type of information. Also, it may happen that you want to analyze some data. Okay, so for example, I have taken this map of the US, and it is showing the elections. Okay, and different colors have been used to indicate that maybe what was the number of elections. Okay, and whom did people vote for. Okay, so these type of data, if you want to analyze it, also you can use the visualization. So all these, why we require analyzation, or why we require this visualization, can be shown through these visuals. Okay, so we are going to do data visualization using Tableau. Okay, we are going to do data visualization using the Tableau. Why we have selected Tableau? Because it is one of the recently and commonly used software, and it is helping user to create different types of charts. Also, you can create dashboard stories and analyze data that will help you in decision making. Okay, and Tableau has a lot of unique features, and it is the most popular tool used for business intelligence. So we are studying this now. You have in Tableau, if you see, you have it is a paid software. It is a paid software. So you have Tableau public, you have Tableau server, you also have Tableau on cloud. So most of them are paid, but what we are going to do is we are going to use a community version, which is a free version. Okay, and which in which you may have restricted features of Tableau. So today I will show you how you can use Tableau community, that is a public version. Okay, if you want, you can register yourself and download the public version or the community version, or you can have the community version on the cloud. But if you do it on the cloud, then you will not be able to download your Tableau workbook. It will be stored on the cloud. Okay, it will be stored on the cloud, whereas if you download the Tableau public, install it on your computer, then you can have your workbook on your local machine. Okay, but to install Tableau, you require some configuration, and you have to have Windows 10 or above. Okay, so if you are installing, you see that your laptops are having the appropriate configuration. Okay, in case if not, so for today I will be using the cloud version. Okay, I have posted this link in the Google Classroom. I expect all of you to go on this link. I expect all students to go on this link and create an account. I will just give you 5 minutes to go on this link, and just go on this link and create an account. Okay, so it will be something like this. Uh, okay, once you create an account, you can log in. So to create an account, you need to uh, first register yourself. So just click on that. I think I will show you the step once again. I will show you the step once again. If you click on the link, okay, if you click on the link, okay, you will be coming to this page. I will just sign out because I already signed in. Okay, so I'll just sign out to show you how you have to go. I'll just once again help you out in doing that. it's just 5 minutes. You just go in the Google Classroom, click on this Tableau. I have shared one link with you. You just and one data set. So please download this data set onto your local machines, and you just have to click on this link. Okay, once you click on this link, you can see you will come on this page. I hope everyone has clicked on this on the link. Everyone has clicked on the link. At least tell me yes or no, so that we can smoothly conduct the entire practical. It's not difficult. You can do it. It's very simple. Anyone? Participants, anyone? You can just unmute and just yes or no. I'm just asking yes or no. Anybody? Is everyone on this page? Is everyone on this page, on this link? Everyone has clicked on this link? Okay. So you have clicked on this link. Okay. Now can you see this sign in? Okay. Just click on this sign in. Okay. Just click on this sign in. So once you click on sign in, you will come to this page. Okay. You will come to this page. So everyone has clicked on sign in. So you are coming on this Tableau login page. Yes. Just go on putting the yes or no in the chat box. It will be easy for me to understand. So everyone, yes, everyone is on this page. Now you can see here, you are getting various options here. You have tableau.com, you have Tableau Cloud, you have Tableau e-learning, you have custom portal, you have Tableau public. What we want is log on to the Tableau public. What we want is log on to Tableau public. So I'm going to click on log into Tableau public. So everyone has clicked on this link. Everyone has clicked on this link. Tableau public. Everyone is with me. Okay. Now I have already created an account, so I will directly sign in. Okay. I have already created an account, so I will just directly put my email ID and password and I will sign. Okay. But you are using it for the first time, so you are going to click on create an account. You are going to click on create an account. Please give a legitimate email ID because they will ask a confirmation to you, and please enter the correct phone number. Okay. So now what you have to do is click on create an account. Everyone create an account. That is why I posted this link in advance so that you are able to create an account. I'll just give you time. Don't worry. I will give you time to create an account. Has everyone created an account? Just click on create an account. Okay. And create an account for those who are not having the Tableau public login. Okay. So it will ask your first name, last name. You give one legitimate email ID. It is better if you give a college email ID. Okay. Give one password and click on create account. See that you give correct information and click on create my account. After you click on create my account, you will get an email on the email ID which you have written here for a confirmation. You click on that confirmation, okay, and there you will be able to log in. Okay, you will have to log in 2 times. After you create an account, you will have to log in 2 times. Okay, so for the first time you will have to log in for confirming your account, and the second time you will be logging in order to do the practical. So I already have created an account, so I will just do the sign in. So you have to just write your email ID which you have entered. Okay, and enter the password and just click on sign in. So after you confirm your you verify your email id, okay, you can log in. Okay, so once you log in, you will have your profile here. Okay, so you will get, after login you will come to this page. So I'll just give you some time for doing the login. Once you're done with the login, please put a yes in the chat box. Okay, Aman is saying he has done. Just I will wait for 2-3 more minutes so that even others can log in. Yes, some more people who have done it, who have able to register and sign in onto the community version. Okay, just wait few more minutes for others to complete. You can use Tableau on mobile also. Tableau mobile also is available. You can download the software and do it. But again, you will have to be careful about what features are allowed and what are not allowed. So I think everyone was able to create an account. Yes. Okay. Okay. So now, how we are going to create this Tableau workflow for today's practical is, first, what we are going to do is we are going to connect to a data source. Okay, so data source is nothing but the data set which I have given to you. You have to download it on your local machine so that you can upload it, and then you need to analyze it. Okay, so you will have a workspace in Tableau where you can do the analysis, and then you can create a dashboard or story and share it. Okay, so this is a Tableau workflow which we are going to follow for today's hands-on session. Okay, so you will see this type of screen when you launch your Tableau if you have installed it. Okay, uh, we are using the cloud version. We are using the cloud version, that is, we are doing it online. Okay, we are using a login. So our screen will look something different. Okay, so the first thing what I have told you as our workflow goes is we are going to connect. So if you see, you can connect to different types of data. Okay, so you have your connect on the left hand side, and you can see you can have different data files with which you can work. Okay, you can have your Excel file, you can have a text file, you can have a PDF file, a JSON file, you can have a statistical file, you can have a spatial file. Okay, you can have a MySQL file, you can have a Oracle file. Okay, so there are different data sources which you can connect into Tableau. Okay, so a wide variety of data is supported by Tableau. Okay, so now you can see what are the data sources you can have. That is, you can have a spreadsheet, which is Excel or CSV file, which we are going to use today. You can also connect to relational databases, that is your MySQL or Oracle database. You can also connect to cloud data, that is your AWS or Microsoft Azure data. You can have spatial files, or you can have R files as data source. Okay, so wide variety of data sources can be used with Tableau. Okay, now in Tableau, when you are working with data sets, you know they are in form of rows and columns. Okay, so a column in a Tableau is called as data field. Okay, and it is a single piece of information from a record in the data set. So you can have qualitative fields. Okay, or you can have quantitative fields. Okay, so the qualitative fields are called as dimensions. Okay, qualitative fields are called as dimension. They describe, or they tell you the category of data. Okay, that is what, when, or who. Okay, and it slices the quantitative data. And what about the measures? Measures are nothing but they are the quantitative fields. Okay, they will be the numerical data. They will provide measurement for the qualitative category. Okay, and they can be used in calculations. Okay, so you should understand that what data field you are dealing with, whether it is a dimension or a measure, whether it is a qualitative field or a quantitative field. Okay, so once you load your data set, okay, you will be able to see the data field. Okay, you will be able to see the data field on left hand side. Okay, so now we will go back to our Tableau. We will go back to our Tableau screen, and we will see how we are. I hope everyone has downloaded the data set which I have given to you. Okay, so you can come back here, and on your Tableau screen. Now everyone has created a login, right? So you will have a profile. Once you log in, you will get a profile. You click on this profile, go in my profile. Is everyone gone in my profile? Has everyone? Please put a yes in the chat box. Please put a yes in the chat box. Okay, fine. So you are there on this profile. Everyone has come on this profile page. Now on this profile page, you have a lot of things to do. But right now we are interested in creating a visualization. So I will just click on create a viz. I will just click on create a viz, and I will be directed to this Tableau screen. Okay, everyone has clicked on create a viz. Everyone has clicked on create a viz. Okay, so you have done that. Fine. Now, if you come here, okay, you will be on this screen, right? You will have some screen like this. Now, first thing I told you, in our Tableau workflow, we are going to connect to some data source. Okay, and what data source I have taken? I have given you in the classroom this data source. What is my data source? This data source consists of, it is a global library data where you can see that you have country. What fields are there? Country, which is a qualitative field; region, which is a qualitative field; expenditure, which is a quantitative field; total number of libraries in that particular country, in that region, is a quantitative field. Then you have total librarian, which is a quantitative field; total volume of books or journals, that is the quantitative field; and total number of users. So these are the fields in this data set. So if you open this data set, it is a Excel file where you will find uh, these fields or these columns. Okay, so you can see that some columns are qualitative, some columns are quantitative. Okay, then next you can see about will explain to you that what this data set is. Okay, so this data set is about it represents a statistic of a global library. Okay, and it includes data like total number of libraries, librarian, book volumes, expenditure, and users for every country and territory in the world. Okay, broken down into major library types, like it could be an academic library, public library, school library, or national library. Okay, so whatever, in short, I have explained you what this data set is. Okay, when it was created, also it contains the sources. Okay, so since it is a data source, it has been collected from various sources. So it has been collected from around 85 sources which are given here. Okay, so this is about the data source. So I hope everyone has understood what this data is. Okay, you are having country. Okay, which region that country belongs to, whether it belongs to Asia, whether it is in Europe region, Asia region, Africa region, Latin America, or Oceanic region. Okay, and then it is giving you the expenditure, the total number of libraries, total number of librarian, book volumes, and the total number of users. Okay, so this is the data set we are going to use. So now you can come back to your Tableau page. I hope everyone is on this page. Just type a yes if you are on this page. Just type a yes if you are on this page. Yes, just type a yes if you are on this page. Everyone is on this page. Everyone is on the Tableau screen. Just type a yes so that I can move further. Fine. Okay. So you are on this page. Now what you need to do is, the first thing you need to do is connect to a data source. Okay. So from where you will connect, can you see this? Can you see this icon on the top? It says you can connect to a new data source. So I will just click on this. Okay. And I will upload my data set. Which data set do I have to upload? The global library data, which I have given in the Google Classroom and which I have explained just now. So you just open it. Okay, and you can see that this file is uploading. Okay, so once it gets uploaded, okay, you will be able to see in the connections that you are connected to this data source right now. You will be able to see in the connections that you have been connected to this data source, that is the global library data, on the left hand side. So now, since this is an Excel file and it contains 3 sheets, okay, which I have explained to you just now, that is, it has the data, it has the about, and it has the sources from where this data was collected. So our data is in the country data. So if you open this Excel sheet, you can see that our data is in this country data. In about, you have the explanation of what is this data and how it was collected, and this explains the sources. This gives the sources from where this data has been collected. So our data is actually in this country data. So what I will do is, I will, once I have uploaded, okay, I need to load it. Okay, I need to load it. So I will just, can you see drag table here? So my data is in country data, so I will just drag country data here. Okay, see, in this data set where I have given you, I have only a single sheet where my data is there, right? But there are data sets in which you have data in multiple sheets. Okay, multiple sheets. So in that case, you can connect your tables. Okay, so right now we need not connect because my data is only in a single sheet. Okay, so once I drag, it will ask me to update. So can you see my fields are available here, but my data is not loaded. Okay, so I will either click on update automatically or update now, and my data will be populated. So I hope everyone has uploaded the data set or connected to a data source and loaded it in Tableau. Please type a yes if you have done it. Okay, fine. So you have done that. Okay, yes. So everyone, now let us understand our data. Let us understand what this in Tableau it is. Okay, so I come back to my presentation. Okay, so what you can see on Tableau is nothing but your, on the left hand side, you will see your data which is loaded. Okay, so you can see your dimensions. I told you earlier, what is dimension? Dimensions are the qualitative data. Dimensions are the qualitative data. So country and region is what? They are qualitative values, so I will call them as dimensions. And these are the quantitative value, that is total number of librarians, total number of libraries, total number of volumes, total number of users, total number of expenditure. Okay, these are measures. Okay, these will be called as measures. Now since I am doing this based on country and regions, okay, I can have other measures. So can you see that these are spatial values, that is the longitude and latitude which is generated by Tableau. Okay, so you can see the dimension and measures. Okay, so measures by default is aggregated by sum, and it can also be aggregated as average, median, count, or count distinct. Okay, so you can, by default it is aggregated by sum. Okay, but if you want, you can aggregate it as average, median, count, or count distinct. Okay, so this part is the dimensions. Okay, so you can see the country data from the global library data you have. Okay, where you have dimensions which are qualitative values. Okay, you can break them down and get the aggregated total into smaller total based on the category. Okay, what is the category? The country and the region. And what are the measures? The measures here are aggregated by sum, that is by default, but you can aggregate it to average, median, count, or count distinct. Okay, so if you see here, the data type is mentioned. If you see here, the data type is mentioned. And what are the data type? It could be either a text, which is indicated by this ABC icon. So can you see that region is a qualitative data and it is in form of text? So it is indicated by ABC. Okay, then you have the data values. Okay, so if it is date values, so if it is a date, then it will show this icon. If it is date and time, then it will show this icon. In my case, in our case, we are not having any date data available or date and time data available, so we cannot see that in the data fields. Then numerical values are indicated by hash. So you can see that in our data set, we are having numerical values in expenditure or total libraries, total librarian, total user, total volumes. So these are all numerical values. So they are indicated by hash. Then you could have Boolean values, that is true and false. So we do not have any true and false values, but it can be indicated by this TF icon. Then geographic values can be denoted by this icon. So we have latitude and longitude, and we have geographical locations, which is in country. Okay, so this is represented by this icon. And you can have cluster group, which is represented by this icon. So these are the normal data types which we can use in Tableau. So I hope everyone has understood what data fields we are having in our data set. Okay, so let's come back to our Tableau. So I hope till now everyone has uploaded, sorry, till now everyone has uploaded their data set. Okay, so once your data set is uploaded, okay, then you can go into sheet. Then you need to click on sheet 1. Okay, so if I click on sheet 1, okay, you can see that it is extracting this data into that sheet. So this will take some time. Yes, it will take some time because we are doing this online, right? So it depends upon your uh, internet connectivity also. Okay, so everyone is on this sheet. Yes, and everyone can see this dimension and measures on the left hand side, as I have shown you in the slide. Everyone, just type a yes. Just type a yes if you are there on this. If your data is loaded successfully, because if you cannot see this, that means your data is not successfully loaded into Tableau. After your data has been loaded, you can click on sheet 1 and this you will see your data. You will have two tabs here, data and analytics. Okay, so we are going to click on the data and I can see my data. Just click on yes if you are done and you are on this page. I give you some time to do it. Okay, Mudassar has done it. What about others? At least one more yes I need to move ahead. Okay, so you have done it. So here everyone, can you see your dimensions and can you see your measures? Dimensions are the qualitative data and measures are the quantitative data. Here you can see the type of the data with the help of the icon. So if it is a hash, it is a numeric value. Okay, if it is this, then means it is a geographic value. Okay, ABC indicates it is a text value. Fine. So everyone is able to see this data. Okay, so everyone has loaded it successfully. Okay, now we need to prepare different charts. Okay, as I told you, we are using Tableau for data visualization. So let me explain to you the basic charts which we can use in Tableau. There are many other charts. So as you explore, as you do things, as you use Tableau, you will be familiar with them. Okay, but for today's session we are just going to explore a few charts. Okay, so if you want to view some trend in data over a time period, you may use the line chart. Okay, so for example, if you want to see the stock price change over a 5 years period, okay, and you want to have a chart for that, then you can have a line chart. Okay, if you want to compare the data across the categories, okay, you can have different categories and you can compare it. Okay, like in our case we are going to compare maybe the expenditure or the number of libraries in different regions. So when I want to compare across the categories, what is categories? It is a qualitative data. So then I will use the bar chart. Okay, so for example, other examples could be volume of the shirts in different size or percentage of spending by a department. Okay, so these are some of the examples where you can use the bar chart. Then you have the heat map, okay, which is this kind of chart, and it shows the relationship between two factors. Okay, so you can have segment analysis of target market or sales lead by individual representative. Okay, so these for these type of things you can have the heat map where you want to show the relationship between the two factors. Then you could also have a highlighted table. Okay, highlighted table shows detailed information on the heat map. Okay, so you have the heat map and now you want to show the details on the heat map. Okay, so then you can use the highlighted table, that is highlight table. You can also have a tree map. Tree map shows hierarchical data as a whole proportion. Okay, so these you can have examples like storage usage across computer machines, comparing fiscal budget between years. Okay, or you could have a Gantt chart. Okay, that shows duration over time. Okay, that is your project timeline or duration of machine use or availability of players in the team. Okay, so these are the chart types. You can have other like bullet chart. Bullet chart is you could use it to evaluate. For evaluation you can use the bullet chart. So you can evaluate the performance of a metric against a goal which is set. Okay, so sales quota assessment or performance spectrum, whether it is great, good or poor. So in that case you can use the bullet chart. Then the scatter plot, everyone is familiar with the scatter plot. If you want to find relationship between two quantitative values, then you can use the scatter plot. Okay, so maybe in case of whether um, you have two quantitative value, that is maybe the uh, income of a person and the expenditure of the person. So income and expenditure both are the quantitative values, and now you want to have a plot and show the relationship whether if the income is more, the expenditure will be more. If the income is less, the expenditure will be less. So if you want to investigate the relationship between two quantitative values, then you can use a scatter plot. Then histogram. Histogram is another type of chart. Okay, so a histogram helps you to understand the distribution of the data. Okay, like means it is showing you the frequency, it is showing you the frequency of that particular data. Okay, that means number of times it has it has occur. Okay, the frequency, that is called as a frequency. Okay, so number of customers by the company size, then the students performance in the exam, or frequency of the product defect. Okay, so these are some of the examples where you can have the histogram chart. Then there are other types of charts also, like your symbol maps. Okay, you can have symbol maps. Then if you want to see the number of customer in different geographical regions, okay, so you can use the symbol maps. You can use area map. You can use area map. Okay, so if you want to find out the price of a house in your, in different neighborhoods, okay, or rate of internet usage in certain geographical area, you can use the area map. Okay, then you can have box and whisker plot. Okay, this is nothing but your box plot. It shows the distribution of your data. Okay, that it helps you to understand the statistical description of your data. Okay, whether your data is skewed or it is symmetric. Okay, if there are any outliers, it helps you to understand or identify the outliers in your data. So you can use the box and whisker chart. So everyone has come to this Tableau workspace. So everyone can see their data has been loaded on the left hand side. Okay, and you can see this space here right on, in between, a big white space that is called as the workspace. That is the area where you are going to view your visualization. Okay, you have rows and columns. Okay, what you are going to do, you have just have to drag the fields from the left hand side and put it into the rows and columns, depending on what you want in the row, what you want in the column. Okay, so now let us see the Tableau workspace. So you can see that you have the data pane on the left hand side. Now this everyone is familiar with, and this everyone can see in their Tableau screen also. What is this called? This is called as data pane. So data pane is nothing but it lists all the fields in your source data. Okay, it is listing all the fields in your source data, all the columns which are there in your source data. It will show a list here. Okay, that is called as a data pane. Then next is your rows and columns. Can everyone see the rows and columns? Yes, everyone can see the rows and columns. What are these columns and rows? These columns and rows are there to structure your visualization. Okay, so what you want on the row, what you want on the column, okay, you can place. Okay, you can place multiple fields in a column, multiple fields in a row, and create your visualization. So this is the place which is helping you to create your visualization. So everyone has understood what are rows and columns, what is a data pane. Till here everyone has understood? Just give me a yes. Just give me a yes. Okay. So next is filter. Okay, so now I have applied the rows and columns. I have applied the rows and columns, but in that I want to apply some filter. That means I want to include specific data, or I want to exclude specific data. So then I can apply the filter. Okay, so in that case I can apply the filter. There are different types of filters that are available in Tableau. Okay, then you have this marks card section. Now this marks card section, this provides different properties for the field in visualization. Okay, so as you drag fields to different properties on the marks card, you get more information. So for example, if I drag region to this marks, I will just drag this region to this marks. Okay, then I can see that what all properties are available for this region field. Okay, so additional information I can see, and I can apply on that field different things, like I can apply color, I can apply size, I can apply text, I can apply detail or tooltip. Okay, so this is your mark card. Okay, so if you want to apply some or use different properties on any of the fields, okay, you just need to drag this field here in the marks card section and apply these available properties to that field. Okay, and this is your view. I told you this white space over here is your view where you are going to view your visualization. Okay, so whatever you drag and drop, okay, you will accordingly you will see the visualization on this view. Okay, so this is called as the workspace or the view. Okay, so first we will start step by step. So all of you just drag region to this column and total librarian to the rows. Just drag, you just have to drag it. I will show you. So once you drag here, total number of libraries and regions here. Okay, so on your column, what we want the libraries. Okay, so the total number of libraries, I told you by default it is taking sum. Okay, because it is a measure, it is taking a sum as a measure. So you can see these are the libraries I'm having in the column, and on the rows I have the regions. Okay, so what I want, I'm going to just drag and drop in this column and row section. So everyone has done this. Everyone has done this. You just have to drag and drop. I will just show you. So here what we are doing is in my column, I want the total number of libraries. So I have the libraries here, total libraries. See, I've just drag and drop. Are you getting? Yes. And then in my rows, what do I have? I have the region. So I just drag and drop the region. Okay, so can you see this chart has been developed? Okay, everyone till here you have done it. Till here everyone has just you have to drag over here. यहाँ पर आपको you have to drag the libraries. Since it is a measure, I told you by default it will take sum. Okay, by default it is taking sum. If you want to change it, okay, you need to apply a different measure. Are you getting? So different measures are available here. So by default, can you see sum is tick here, but you can apply different measures, like you can take the average, median, count, or count distinct. Okay, yes, but by default it is sum. Okay, so here when I drag, automatically this sum will be displayed to me. But if I want to change, I can just click on this arrow. Okay, and I can go into measure and change the measure. Okay, but right now I need not change. Okay, because if what application I am trying to do the visualization does not require it, right? Okay, so we are not going to change. Okay, so but if you want to change, you can take maybe the count value. You can, if you want, those who want to change, you can change it to count, because that is what we actually want. But we will go with sum because we are talking about a region. Okay, we are not talking about a single place. Okay, we are talking about a region. So in that region there may be many libraries, so we will go with the sum. That will be a better measure. Okay, if you want to change the measure, you can change it to count. Okay, so everyone is done till here. Please type a yes. Please type a yes in the chat box. Okay. Okay, Aman has done it. Anyone else? It is very simple. You have just drag and drop. We are taking all default values. Okay, good. Okay. So you are done with. Okay. So everyone is able to see that. Okay. So everyone is able to see this. Now, next thing what you have to do is, next thing you have to go to the mark section, and by default it will be automatic. Okay. By default it will be automatic. Okay. You have to select automatic, and you have to apply color for which field? For the expenditure field. We are going to apply color to the expenditure field, because see, if you see this graph, you can see that you have libraries on the x axis. If you call this as a x and call this as a y, you can see here on this scale you have the total number of libraries. Okay, that is why we are sticking to sum, right? And here we are having the region. Okay, now what this bar chart is filled with the color, right? The bar chart is filled with the color. What is this indicating? This is indicating the expenditure. Okay, this is, suppose we want to indicate it as the expenditure, so I will drag and drop the expenditure here and apply color to it. Okay, apply color to it. So let us see how we can do this. So I come back to my Tableau here. Now what I told you, we want to have this expenditure. Can you see this mark? This is here. You can have lots of possibilities here, but we will stick to the automatic. Okay. So now we will stick to automatic, and by default it is automatic only. That's why it was generated here as soon as you dragged and dropped the rows and columns. So now I'm going to drag this expenditure here. I'm going to drag this expenditure here. Okay. And then apply color to it. And then apply color to it. Okay, so by default, see, can you see this color has been applied, same color? If you want, you can change the color. Okay, for example, if I take this color, okay, if I apply this color, can you see the color has been applied? Okay, I can set the border. Okay, if I want, I can have a black border to it. Okay, can you see here? I can change. Yes, I can apply opacity. Okay, so what I have done is I have applied the color to this expenditure. Okay, so now what I can see here is the expenditure. So when I see here, this region is Africa, it is showing me the expenditure, and it is showing me the total number of libraries. Okay, so total number of libraries are 43,572. So can you see here? It is around here. See here, 42,572 libraries. So when you scroll here, so for each region, you can see the expenditure and the total number of libraries in that region. So everyone has applied the marks to expenditure. I hope everyone has done this. Just type a yes if you are done with this. If you applied the marks. Yes, Aman has done. Just one more. Okay. So you had done with that. Okay. So everyone has done with that. Okay. So we have changed the color. We have, okay, applied color to this expenditure. And this is how my uh, visualization looks like. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to uh, see that the expenditure in, if it is more, Okay, it will be dark. If it is less, okay, it will be light. Okay, in that shade only, whatever color I have selected. Okay, so that I need to display this over here. I can display this. Okay, so what I can do is, let's come back to our screen and I will show you here. So now I will click on this and I will say show filter. I will click on show filter. So can you see? I can see this here. Fine. And I will set this expenditure here. Yes. And this icon you need to click to apply. Okay. So everyone can see this here. Everyone can see this here. Everyone has done this. Just go here. You just have to go here and click on show filter. Okay, other values are selected by it. It is a measure. Okay, we are including in the tooltip. One is done that. Your filter you can see here. Yes. Just one more yes. So that we can move further. Okay. One more student at least who has done it. Okay. Fine. Now we need to apply filter to this total users. Okay. So here again, what I will do is I will again apply here. Come back to my Tableau screen. If you are not getting exact what is on the screen or what I'm trying to show you, you can unmute and ask. Okay. Just a minute. This screen is hanging because I'm sharing it. Once you are done that, yes, you can apply the filter as I have shown you. My screen is hanging. You can apply it this way. I will do it. Don't worry. Okay, what you need to do is just go on sum total. Just go on sum total here. Can you see sum total users? Sum total users. Yes, total users. You just need to drag in filter. Okay, and just enable that filter. Okay, that is show filter. Okay, so it will show here. Okay, so in this you include only color, only then it will be showing like this. Okay, we had selected other things also, so it was showing like this. I will just let my screen. uh, yeah, so yeah, so we need to have total users here. So we will go with some. Okay, and we will click on next. Okay, we will go for only relevant values. Okay, for this we will apply only color. Then you apply total user and show filter. Okay, so can you see here? This filter is shown. Just click on this icon here to show all the values. See here, can you see this funnel type of icon? You need to click on this in order to show all values. Okay. So now you can see here total number of libraries. Okay. Depending on the number of and the number of users. So we have selected all values in the database. You can do it for relevant values. Okay. And it is applied to this worksheet. Okay. So since it is a filter, you can filter which values you want. Okay. And here expenditure. Okay. So here if you see whichever expenditure, you can set which expenditure, between which range of expenditure you want. So only those regions will be displayed here. Similarly for the total users. So depending on that, the regions will be displayed and the libraries will be displayed. So you can adjust the expenditure values. Okay. So according to that, it will be shown here. So I come back to my presentation. So everyone has done here, applied both the filters, sum expenditure and total user. Can I have a yes in the chat box? Okay. So both the filters you have applied. Okay. So you can see this region wise libraries. Then you can go on another. So this everyone has done, right? Now what I can do is I can go on to another sheet. Okay. Or in the same sheet, I can apply filters because I want two different visualizations. Okay, now see here only I am showing the sum expenditure. Okay, whereas in this, okay, on the same sheet or different sheet you can do, I have applied this filter to only some users. Okay, so it is showing me if the I'm reducing the number of users, okay, it is showing me till wherever I have reduced it. Okay, so in this range only Asia, Europe and North America is there, so it is only showing me these libraries. Are you getting? Yes. So if you change this, you will get a different graph like how I had shown you there. Okay, so you can have this on a different sheet or you can do it on the same sheet, but then your previous graph will not be there. Okay, so you can just try changing the filter. Just try changing the filter. You will get a different graph. So I'll just give you 2 minutes for just changing the filters. If once you are done with, uh, you can you can do it on a different sheet. Okay, there is at the bottom uh, there is an option here. Can you see sheet 2? So if you want, let this be your sheet 1. You can just give it a title. Go to sheet 2, drag and drop the same rows and columns. Okay, apply the filter and just adjust it, because see here, this is one graph I have prepared, region wise total number of libraries, but now I want to change the expenditure. So only those countries whose expenditure is there, okay, within this range, okay, within this range only those countries will be displayed. Are you getting? Yes. Whoever whoever's range is beyond this value or less than this value, okay, will not be displayed, right? So you have to change the filter and you have to save that graph, right? So that, because at the end we are going to prepare a dashboard, so you can do it on the different sheet, same thing. Or if you are keeping on the same sheet, then you once you apply the filter, your graph will change. Okay, so for the purpose of saving, you go it on sheet 2 and do the same thing again and just change the filter for expenditure and for expenditure, at least for expenditure. So I hope everyone has done that. Once you do it, please type a yes in the chat box. Just adjust this total expenditure or the total user, whatever you want, whichever filter. After you have made changes to the filter, just put a yes in the chat box. Yes, just put a yes in the chat box. Yes, have you applied? Have you changed the filter? Just put a yes in the chat box. Yes, have you done it? I'll give you some time. Okay. Okay. Now I will go in the next sheet. Okay. I will go to a new sheet. Okay. I will go to a new sheet, new workspace. Okay, and now I will click on show me. Okay, I will click on show me. In show me you have different types of charts. Okay, and these charts will be enabled or disabled depending on what data you have dragged into your row and column. Okay, whether it is quantitative data or qualitative data, or whether it is suitable for this type of chart or not. So if you drag a spatial data like country, okay, at that time these charts, these country charts, these spatial charts will be displayed to you. Okay, otherwise if you're having just numeric values, then these numerical charts will be displayed to you. Okay, so what we are going to do is, again, you drag region in column. Okay, drag measure names, measure values from here, measure values in row. Because I want region in my columns, and I want the total libraries in my row. So everyone has dragged this. So I have, can you see here? Can you see here? Yes, fine. Now these measure values, it is putting all the measure values. Okay, what you can do is you can remove or you can hide these measure values. Okay, so you want, what we want, see here, what we want is only the libraries and the librarian. So I will keep the library and librarian, because in my measure values all are the all measure values I have taken, right? What I can do is I will remove this. Okay, so volume I have removed. Can you see? Yes, user I have removed. Okay, expenditure also I am removing. This is my second sheet, right? And this also I am removing. Fine. So can you see here total number of libraries and librarians I am having? Okay, so these measure values it is going to take. I can select which type of plot I want. Okay, so if I want this type of plot, because I'm having two values here, I can select this type. Okay, so can you see here? Yes. So depending on what I want, okay, I want the region, I have the values, okay, total number of libraries and the librarian, okay, in different regions. Okay, so that I have displayed. So depending on what you want, okay, this show me option over here will show you the chart. Okay, ma'am, what is the problem here? Close all room. So everyone is able to do this. Once you are done this, okay, so this is my sheet 2. You can give it a name. So you can just click here and you can give one name to over here. So I can give this and some name here, okay, that I want to display the region wise. Okay, this is region wise. Libraries and librarian. Okay, so I've given this sheet a name here. I can go and like Excel, I can give the name, rename it here also, the same thing. Okay, so I will give the same name. I will rename this sheet here also. This will help me when I will prepare my dashboard, that what I want to include. And whereas over here, I can give the name region wise libraries expenditure. So you have all the formatting options here for the title, because that will be displayed on the when we will create the dashboard. Okay, so you can rename your sheet. Okay. Yes, so everyone has done with sheet 1 and sheet 2 at least. Everyone has prepared. Just type a yes in the chat box. ठीक है, region wise number of libraries and the librarian. So in Africa you can see the librarian and the library. In Asia, in Europe, Latin America, Middle East, North America and Oceanic region. Okay, so everyone has got this chart done in sheet 2, and you are able to rename your sheets and give names to your chart. Just type a yes in the chat box. Okay. Okay. So at least 2 sheets everyone has created. You must have created 3 sheets. Okay, by applying filter. So I've told you to apply filter on the other sheet. So you must be having 3 sheets. Okay, that is 3 worksheets or workflows or worksheets in your uh, Tableau, right? Everyone having? Okay, now what we need to do is we need to have a display of all these charts. Okay, so what I can do is I will create one more chart for with geospatial. So I will just go here. I will create one more sheet. So I can go over here. Can you see here? I can click new worksheet from here, or else I can add from here also. Okay, so both options are available. Okay, so you can go here and add a new worksheet, or you can add from here. Okay, new worksheet. So I will add from here, new worksheet. Okay, and I will say country. I will create, I want the country, and maybe I want the total number of libraries in that country. Okay. Okay, and I can go in show me, and now can you see this chart has been enabled for me. So I will click for this chart. Okay, so you can go for this chart, and you can see the color. Okay, so you can see this filter applied here. So wherever there are more number of libraries, same filter I have applied. Color filter I have applied to total libraries. So total libraries, what will be there? It will show the color. Similarly, what you did in the first sheet, right? Okay, here you are applied the color. Okay, you have to apply the color. ठीक है ना? So you can see जहाँ wherever you are having more expenditure, okay, you can see here that this is expenditure. So this is the expenditure I have given. This is region wise library, and the third sheet contains my uh, okay, country wise what are the libraries. Okay, so I have given the marks. Okay, I've applied marks to these fields, and it is showing me. So wherever you are clicking, okay, you can see the total number of libraries, because what I have done is on the column I had taken country, and here I have taken the number of libraries. I can rename this sheet and write here country wise library. Okay, so I will rename this sheet from here also. Why I'm renaming from here? So that when I will create my dashboard, I know what I want to show on my dashboard, and I will be able to drag and drop. Okay, so I have created very good visualizations now. Okay, so I have at least 3 visualizations. Okay, if you want, I will create one more sheet for the same and show you another visualization which we can create. So we have the country. Okay, and we have again total number of libraries. Okay, and I can go in show me. Okay, and I can click on this data, this data in the heat map. Okay, so this is also enabled for me, or I can just go for a tabular form. So you can see the country and number of libraries. Okay, so this is again the tabular form I got, which I can put with my country wise library. Okay, so this is my sheet 4. So like that I've prepared different visualizations. Okay, I've prepared the different visualizations. And now what I'm going to do is I hope everyone has understood how you can apply filters, how you can change your marks, how you need to do the rows and columns. And also if you want to sort the total number of libraries within the country, okay, you can apply sort in ascending as well as descending. Okay, that also you can do. And now we will move to how we can create the dashboard, because so many visualizations we have got. So one visualization you can create of your choice, what you want to display. Just drag and drop that in the rows and columns, and get it done quickly, whatever you want to display. So at least 3 or 4 sheets everyone must have, so that they can create a dashboard. So everyone is having now 3 or 4 sheets. Quickly put a yes in the chat box. At least 3 you are having. At least 3 sheets everyone has prepared. Yes or no? Just type one yes. so that I can proceed to dashboard. Creating dashboard is very easy. At least 3 or 4 sheets you have created the way I have shown, or you want me to repeat anything in case if you are stuck somewhere? Everyone has created 3 sheets. Just type a yes in the chat box. Yes, one more yes to proceed further. I'll just give you a few more minutes to complete with your worksheet. At least 3 or 4 worksheet. That's it for your dashboard. Everyone done with the worksheet? Okay. So now we can, so you are having 3 to 4 worksheets with you, and 3 to 4 visualizations, or different types of charts we have created. Okay, we have created geographical chart, we have created in tabular form, we have created a bar chart. Okay, so now we are going to create a dashboard. So what is a dashboard? It is a way to display various type of visual data in one place. Okay, so suppose if you want to create, see, there are you create a dashboard depending on what is your audience. Okay, what type of audience you have. So depending on the type of audience, you will create your dashboard, and you can have all your visual data just in one place, so that you can convey different things but related to each other in an easy form. Okay, so here can you see, these are the different type of charts I have created. That is total number of libraries. Then I have region wise, country wise libraries, and I have this entire data what I have shown here in tabular form. Okay, in tabular form. Okay, so this is how I have created a dashboard. This is how I have just created a dashboard. So can you see my dashboard? That entire information which I had created on different sheets, okay, I'm putting it on one place for the respective audience. Okay, so how will I just create this dashboard is, come back to your tableau screen. Okay, you come back to your tableau screen here. So I come back to tableau. Okay, so can you see here, I have all these uh, sheets ready. Okay, now can you see here that new dashboard? Can you see new dashboard here? You click on that, or else you can go here also and do it. Okay, you can click on new dashboard from here. You have option here also and here also. We will click from here. Very easy. So I will click from here, new dashboard. So can you see I have come here, and now what it is asking me, it is asking me to add the sheets. Okay, so what I will do, I will add the sheets. So can you see I have named the sheets here? So depending on what type of dashboard I want, whom I want to show, because see, whenever you are doing some analysis on data, you have analyzed the data in different ways. Okay, you have analyzed that data in different ways. Okay, so now you are going to communicate that data, you are going to communicate that analysis to different types of people. So depending on the type of audience, okay, what you want to explain, that sheets you are going to drag and drop here. Okay, so I just want region wise library and expenditure. I want region wise library and expenditure to be shown here. Okay, so okay, this I do not want, librarian I do not want, so I will not take that chart. I just want region wise library and the expenditure. Yes, so can you see here? So I have dragged 3 sheets here. Okay, so I am getting this dashboard, so you can change this. Okay, you can change this. Here I have not named it, so it is showing me others, it is showing the name. So I have this dashboard. Now what I need to do is I need to present it or download it. Okay, so I can download it in form of PDF, I can download it in form of PowerPoint. In case I want to put it as a part of presentation, I can download it as image. Okay, so I will just download it as an image and let's see what we get. So all of you just drag and drop whatever you want to show, whatever you want to show. So here I'm having dashboard. So I have two dashboards created. I had created one previously and one I have created now. So here you can see the one dashboard. I have another dashboard. Okay, so here also you can show the region wise library expenditure, and here I have shown the country wise expenditure. Okay, there in this dashboard, second dashboard, in the previous dashboard I have shown the country wise library. Okay, and in dashboard, that previous dashboard I have shown country wise expenditure. Okay, so different things you can show and get your dashboard created. Okay, you can manipulate, you can remove, okay, the sheet if you do not want from the dashboard from here. Okay, so here I want only 2, so I can keep 2. I can add one more here. So whichever sheet I want, I can add. So I can scale it. You can scale it so that you can have a better view. So you here on your dashboard, you can zoom the area, you can pan, you can select, have a, okay. So this is how you create a dashboard and you can download it. Okay, also you can publish it online. Now since we are using the online version, okay, so it will be published on the cloud, which is unsecure. Okay, so if your data is sensitive, it could be unsecure. So we'll just get back to presentation. So I hope everyone, I'll just give you 2 minutes to create your dashboard and download it. That's all. Create your dashboard and download it. Once you have done with the dashboard, just put a yes in the chat box. You created your dashboard. Just need a confirmation. You just have to drag and drop your sheets. Just put a yes in the chat box if you are completed with the dashboard. Yes, have you finished? Just a confirmation so that we can move to the next topic. You can take your time. Just create a dashboard. Okay. So you are done with the dashboard, right? Okay. So now let us move on to stories. Now, you have seen that dashboard is a combination of several views that you can arrange for your presentation. So, what is a story? A story is also a sequence of views, okay, that work together to convey an information. Okay, so you can use these worksheets in a form of a story. That means in a form of a sequence. If you create a sequence of your views, okay, a logical sequence, then it becomes a story. Okay, then it becomes a story. Okay, so here you can for creating a story you need to go here. Okay, so I go here, and can you see this icon represents new story. Okay, so I will just go on this and I will create a new story. I can add a caption for my story, that what I am trying to explain here. Okay, so again I will say wise library. Okay, so in a dashboard you can your analysis, okay, will be may not be in sequence. Okay, whereas here it has to be in sequence because it is a story. So I have this, so I will not take the expenditure, I will take, so I am again adding sheets here. Okay, so you can see here region wise library I have created. I have zoomed it out so that it fits here, it looks good. And I I have this table here. So since it is online, you may encounter errors. So unexpected error is occurred. I will create a new story. Okay, so you can see here, see I'm creating a story. Okay, so one by one whatever I am creating, and I can scroll through this tab. Okay, so previously I have this. Okay, and the next story is this. Okay, so this is how I'm creating a story where I need to maintain the sequence, where I need to maintain the sequence of what I am telling. So this is a story. So can you see the difference between the story and dashboard? Yes, you can add the title here. So for the first one, I will add uh, country wise library count. Okay, this is country wise library count. And for the second one, I'll just click on this arrow, and you can see here I have the geographical map of the number of libraries. Okay, so you can see, so what I can do is whichever I want, I will just click on that. Okay, and this story will be sequence wise, one after the sequence. So in which sequence I will add, according to that the story will be created. So you can create different stories depending on the number of sheets you have to prepare. So you see that you prepare the sheets first, you prepare the sheets, then you have the show me, which will indicate you that depending on your rows and columns, depending on your dimension and measures, okay, it will show you the appropriate chart which is required, and you can go for that particular visualization. Okay, and you can create attractive dashboards and stories, and you have the option here uh, for publishing as well as yours. Can you see, even your stories could be downloaded in form of image, PDF, or PowerPoint, or a tabular workbook. Okay, so whatever work you have done, you can download it. Okay, you can download it and save it. Okay, so I hope I'll just give you few minutes to create your story. So at least add 2 to 3 sheets in your story and create a story. I hope you have understood the difference between story and dashboard. So once you create a dashboard and once you create a story, you will understand And the more and more practice you will do with this, the more and more you will build expertise in using Tableau. Okay. So I just give you 2 minutes to complete with your story. So you can see here I've already created one story, that was expenditure and the library versus librarian. So that you can do. Okay. So different stories you can create out of the same data. Okay. So just complete with your story. Once you finish with the story, just communicate in the chat. Please see that you have you create a story and you have some logical sequence whenever you are showing a story. So you can use these arrows to scroll between the story, the visualizations which you have included in your story. To develop a story, you can also add your dashboard here. So in case you have a dashboard which is there as one uh, sequence, you can have another worksheet as another sequence. That way also you can do. So your story can contain dashboards as well as worksheets. If you are done, just put in the chat. Just put in the chat if you are finished with the story. Your story can include the dashboards also. So you can include your dashboard as one sequence and you can have some other worksheet or some other dashboard as another sequence. Okay, so this was the first, the expenditure part, and this is the librarian versus library. Okay, so I have taken these two in my story, so this is how it looks. Now after you have completed with the dashboard and the story, what you need to do is you need to save your file. Okay, what extension it will be saved as a Tableau workbook. Okay, it will be saved as a dot Tableau workbook, and either you can publish it on Tableau server, okay, which we are not getting in the public, in the community version, right? So we need to publish on the Tableau public, which is unsecure. Okay, which is unsecure. So that is what you can see the option here. So once you have done with that, you can see here, you can whatever it is, you can download it either in form of image, PDF, PowerPoint, or a Tableau workbook, or you can publish it. So when you publish, click on publish. When you click on publish, okay, when you click on, okay, so it will ask you what name you want to give. You can just give it any name. Okay, and you can click on publish. Okay, so it will publish on, okay, so it has published it. Now you can see here that it has published to the Tableau public, okay, which is unsecure. Now what we have created is a Tableau public uh, uh, account, right? So we are publishing on the Tableau public. Okay, we are not, it is not going on the Tableau server, please remember that. So it is unsecure. If someone has your profile, can very well get to it. So I will just go back. Can you see my account here? Okay, so I'll just go back here. I will go to my account, and in my profile, on the profile page, I will be able to see that. So I have saved it with my name, so I can very well go and see that. Just quite slow. Wait, let me just yeah. So I come to my profile page, right? If I click on my name, I will come to my profile page, right? So on that profile, when I click on the profile, okay, so I can see my visualization here. Can you see this? I have created this. So when I'm clicking on this, the same uh, visualization is opening. So that means it is this story. I had saved this story, right? I published the story. So this story I can see on my profile. Okay, that means I have published it on the Tableau public. That is, I have published this on the Tableau public. Okay, so that is what we had started with the workflow. Uh, what we said earlier, we have to connect, analyze and share, okay, the dashboard or the story. So if I want to share or publish the dashboard, I can publish the dashboard. If I want to publish the story, I can publish the story. So that is what we had started with. So we have successfully connected to a data source, and we have done the data visualization, and we have shared it on Tableau public. Okay, Tableau public, because we have done this demonstration on the Tableau public account. Okay, so if you want to keep your data safe, you can use the Tableau server, but it is a paid version. Okay, so we have used the Tableau public community version. So I hope everyone has understood how to create an account on Tableau public, how to create different visualizations, how to connect to a data source, how to understand the fields in the data source, how to load it in Tableau, and do some analytics and create different visuals, create dashboards and story, and publish it onto Tableau public. So I hope this everyone has understood all this. It was quite simple. If it will take time because it is online, so but it's quite easy once you have a practice. So if you have any questions regarding to what we have done today, you can unmute and ask, or you can post your questions in the chat box. Any questions? Yes, any questions you have, you can put it in the chat box.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, ma'am, for such an enriching hands-on session today. As we conclude this series, I extend my gratitude to Professor Reshma Lohar and Professor Nikhil Partnership for dedicating their time to cover this value-added course comprehensively. To summarize the topics explored in this value-added course, it included introduction to data analytics, data explanation and preparation, statistical foundations for data analytics, introduction to machine learning, programming for data analytics, data visualization principles, data visualization tools, and advanced data visualization techniques. These sessions not only provided valuable insights, but also delivered in-depth understanding to our students. A special thanks goes to our Head of Department, Dr. Anupam Chaudhary sir, Dean Professor Shivura sir, and Coordinator Professor Mohammed Junaid sir for their unwavering support throughout. As we wrap up this journey, I look forward to future sessions and the continuous growth of our participants. Thank you once again, and hope to see everyone in for more such insightful sessions. Thanks a lot, everyone. Ma'am, can you just uh, stop your screen sharing? I would request everyone to switch on their cameras just for a virtual photo, please. That would be really, really helpful. Everyone, please switch on your cameras. Yeah, I think no one is going to switch on their camera. Okay, it's totally up to you. Uh, uh, since no one is switching on the camera, I think we can withhold the attendance and the quiz link for the today. If it is not shared, I don't think so you're going to get today's attendance. So requesting everyone to switch on your cameras, please. Just for 1 minute. Okay. Oh, I think I got the answer. No one is going to switch it on. I am sure that is not the case. I'm 100% sure that is not the case. Okay. I'm 100% sure, and you know that. So it's better to withhold your attendance for today. Do you want me to do that? Thank you, Sahil. Okay. Aman, I understood your problem. Muzaffar, at least try to switch it on. Let's see if you're having the same problem. Okay, so Sahil, you are going to just get the attendance for today, right? Okay. Anyways, I understand. Fine, no problem. What I'll do, I'll just share. Thank you so much, Sahil. I'll just share the quiz and the feedback link for today's session. There are going to be two links today, students. One is going to be the attendance and the quiz link just for today's session. And another is going to be your feedback link for your entire VAC program. Since it is your last day, so we need a feedback on the entire VAC program. How was it? So I have shared two links in the chat. Everyone is requested to fill these. And then you can leave the session, no problem in that scenario. Thank you all.